Good morning, Professor Ken.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us about your work in Gujarat on property rights in India?
Yes, I've been very fortunate to have twice gone to Gujarat and worked with the people in Sagai village. Actually, ARCH, the Action Committee for Research and Health in Gujarat, they've been trying to help the farmers there to establish title to their land, and it has transformed their lives. The very fact that they can demonstrate that this is their land has caused the authorities to back off and treat them with greater respect. I found that the farmers were most impressed that it went from being kind of beaten and abused by officials to being treated by an invitation, please won't you sit down and have water. You know, the basic signal of dignity. And this entitlement to the land means that they can have an incentive to transform it. They can put in rivers and put in canals and irrigation. They can protect their crops from wildlife, and they can build their houses. They've earned an income that's allowed their children to go to schools in the cities in the region. It's been a transforming event for them, so much so that I'm convinced that the establishment of property rights for farmers is one of the most important advancements for the development of less developed economies.
Not all records are in one language, and not all records are digitized yet, and several such issues because we are an ancient country with we have just come together and all of that.
This has been advanced by the technology of Google Maps, which maps it, and GPS handheld devices. For $1 cost in training and equipment, they've been able to establish the titles for each and every farm. So the farmers have been transformed in this area, and it's spreading rapidly to other farms around that see the tremendous advantages. And this is because of the technology that's made this possible. And it's very hard for the authorities to deny the right to the land when they see pictures of their farming and the actual mapping coordinates that designate them. So it's been tremendously beneficial just in recent years.
Securing legal title for people who may possess assets but don't really own them in a legal sense is very critical. I mean, potentially we believe that it could change the face of poverty. Because people are not poor because they don't have cash or bank balance. People tend to be poor because they cannot capitalize whatever little assets they might have. Their small stores or their small house or their small plots of land.
Without the titles, they were not even given access to the lands.
Now, without title, at any time, they were kicked off the land. They were sometimes forced to do building roads for the Forest Service. They were often they had their cattle just taken from them. And with the ARCH organization, they were able to push back with legal advice because the head of ARCH, Trupti Mehta, and Ambrish Mehta, the engineer and the lawyer, they combined these talents to give strength and power to the numbers of farmers that were abused. And now they're greatly reformed. I've been there and I've seen the light in their eyes of being masters of their own land rather than just fearful servants of government authorities.
Thank you so much, Professor Ken. This is a very important issue now in our country, and we have a conference coming up on July 13th exactly on this issue. We call it India Property Rights Conference. I'm very sure your inputs are going to be a part of the conversation there, and it's going to definitely help the policymakers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.